Alright, hi there. So it's RB Kelly, your body language boss, and I'm filming this video to show you just how much makeup it takes to look good on camera. And I know I have a lot of clients who are like, oh, I'm not sure about makeup, I'm not great at makeup, I never figured out the makeup thing. And so I did a lot of work to figure out makeup. If you look back at my school photos, you can see most of them are horrible at makeup. And those were my best efforts for photo days. So normal days were even worse. I remember one time I was talking to a boy and he was giving me this weird look, and I'd been trying out like how to make lipstick stay on your face. So I had a lipstick, I did the liner, the blotting, like whole 9 yards. And then after our conversation, I felt really self-conscious and I glanced in the mirror and I was able to see all my lipstick had worn off, leaving just a line around my lips. Alright, which is why he was looking at me funny and laughing at me. So makeup can be tough, makeup can be challenging, and but it's rewarding. Once you figure it out and you know what works for you, you know how to consistently get a look that you like, then makeup is easy, it's even fun. So without further ado, I'm going to just lay out my makeup program for you. So I start with primer. I use a Mary Kay primer because I had a friend who was a Mary Kay consultant, and when I needed primer, she got me this one. So I've tried drugstore primers, but that was back in high school, so I didn't really figure it out. So Mary Kay primer, this is what I use. You can use whatever you like. But you take the primer and you put a little bit, like, ding, that's smaller than a pea. So less than a pea size amount, you dab it on your fingers, and then nose, cheekbones, you could do the T-zone, so nose, and then ba-ding, ba-ding. And then you just blend it all in. And you start out at the nose and across the cheekbones because that is where you need the most product. And the rest of the product can kind of, like, the rest of your face can basically use leftover product, but your nose and your cheeks is where you put the most product. So, alright, now we are primed. And I want you to note, before filming this, I washed my face, I exfoliated my face, you don't have to do that one every day, and I moisturized my face, alright? So, clean slate. After primer, we have foundation. I use liquid foundation and powder foundation. When I'm going to be on camera, I use it all. And I use this much as a base layer because when I put something on my face, I want it to stay on my face till I'm ready to take it off. And I noticed a lot of the time when I was trying to figure out makeup, I'd put something on my face and then an hour later it would have worn off. And you couldn't tell that I'd used blush. You couldn't tell that I'd used foundation. You couldn't tell that I'd used concealer. Everything had come back. And that bothers me, which is why, yeah, it seems like I'm using a lot of makeup, but it stays on my face. It stays where I put it. So, primer. Step 2 is my liquid foundation. Now, I'm also using Mary Kay for this one because they let you practice it. They let you test it, and there are a ton of Mary Kay consultants all over. I also use Jafra. I also use Lip Sense or Make Sense, Senegence. There's a lot of makeup. There's a lot of your friends who sell makeup products. Most of them are willing to let you test it and return it if it doesn't work for you. So try that out. But anyway, liquid foundation, about the same size as the primer. And again, base it mostly across the nose, cheeks, and then you can use the leftovers everywhere else. And it is better to use too little than too much, because if you don't have enough foundation, you can always get a little bit more from your thing. But it's really hard to put foundation back into the bottle. So, when in doubt, err on getting too little foundation the first time, because you can always go back and get a little bit more. And I'm going to check in an actual mirror. Alright. You can see I've got a couple little spots that need to be covered up. Most of the time I don't care too much about them because I figured out a skin routine that makes it so I have fewer pimples, which is great. So, alright, primer, basic foundation, now I'm going to do contouring. So this is a highlighter. This is a Revlon Photo Ready Instafix highlight thing, and drugstore cost me like between $7 and $9. And so this one I used to highlight, this is what I want to stand out. So this actually is how you give your face shape. If you look at my cheeks, I actually have round cheeks, and when I smile, like, I've got a little bit of chub. And that's not what I want to look like in the camera. So, contouring. Also, Revlon Photo Ready Instafix. This one is caramel, and it's darker than my natural skin tone, so I use that to create the illusion of thinner cheeks, a more slender nose. It helps. I actually have kind of a large forehead, so it helps kind of hide with that. And you put it down here, and it gives you, and just a little bit. That gives you poutier lips. So you might be thinking, okay, Rachel, you look like a clown. Yes, well, then we blend, all right? We're blending to make it look less clownish and make it look more natural. And, okay, in high school, I worked on plays for stage makeup, and so it was my job to do this to the actors so they would look fabulous on stage. And just like being on stage, it's the same as being on camera. That far away, the camera loses detail. And on stage, you lose detail because people are too far away to see you. On camera, you lose detail because cameras are weird. Alright, cameras just make all your natural coloring kind of wash out, and they make you look fatter. That is just what cameras do. So alright, checking in a real mirror. Alright, now I'm going to blend in the highlighting that I did. So just fuzz, 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 fuzz. And you on the camera might not be able to tell a difference because, like I said, the camera blends it all in. But it looked to you when I was slabbering it on like, that's a lot of product. Now that it's blended in, it looks more natural and it looks more normal. And this is just in the beginning. Alright, next we're adding blush, liquid blush. So, on the cheeks, and this is another Revlon Insta whatever. Let's see if it and they have a ton of different colors. I've worked with several different cream blushes, and I use cream and powder because, like I said, when I put something on my face, I want it to stay there till I'm ready to take it off. And I noticed when I just did powder blush, it would come off. When I just did cream blush, it would come off. When I do both, they stay. So alright, real mirror check. I could even go heavier on this. But, alright. Blend it in. It doesn't look crazy anymore, no more clownishness. Now we are going to do powder. So, this is a little bronzer powder, also from Revlon, Dare to Bear Au Naturel. And so brush, powder, under the cheekbones, side of the nose, brush around here, and under the jaw. Alright, now onto blush. Now, when in person, I won't use quite so much blush. If you were to actually be here face to face with me, you could clearly see that my cheeks are a little flushed. I have a little bit of color. But on camera, if you were to put me on camera right now, especially a TV camera, which I do quite regularly, it wouldn't look so dramatic, and it would look actually kind of washed out and a little pale. So it's important to do dramatic blush. And if the reason you're watching this video is because you're going to come into the studio and actually be on camera with me, that's totally cool. Just bring a little thing of blush and you can check yourself out on camera before we go live and adjust your face. If you are looking at this to do your own live streams or your own camera events, whatever that is, just use your phone to check beforehand, alright? Because you can see how this looks right now. I look a little bit flushed. Let me find some good lighting. Let's see. Alright, so here. You can see it looks like I have youthful cheeks, but it doesn't look like I'm clown red or anything. But in person, I've got something of the glow. So you want to check your makeup on a camera because the camera will give you a much better idea of what you'll actually look like on your final product camera. Make sense? So, alright, we did blush. Now we're setting everything else with powder and brush. This is Revlon Color Stay Pressed Powder. And you'll notice I have a lot of Revlon products, and that is because the last time I went to pick up all these things that I needed, I found most of them in the Revlon aisle. So, you can really get any brand, so far as I can tell. This is the one I have now. And there are a few things that I am like, I will only use this brand for. And currently, that is just Lip Sense. Like, I only use Lip Sense for my lips because it's fabulous. Everything else, I'm like, meh. Alright, let's see. So at this point, on my skin, just my skin, we did primer, we did liquid foundation, we did contouring, we did cream blush, and then we did powder. All the powder. So that is just the base level skin tone, alright? So now we're ready to do the rest of the makeup, which, if you feel like you're great on the rest of the makeup, fine, go watch something else. If you're like, I kind of need some help with my makeup, feel free to watch. Now, I learned how to do makeup by Googling how to do makeup for blue eyes. How to do makeup that makes your eyes look bigger. I Googled makeup for protuberant eyes, because my eyes, you can see they pop out a little bit. That's why I get these wrinkles underneath, because my eyes are a little forward. I Googled makeup techniques, dramatic and natural techniques, and I practiced them and I sucked at them until eventually I stopped sucking at them. So I am going to just walk through what I have found works for my eye shape and color. If you have a different eye shape or a different eye color, you might want to use something else. And I do consult on that just for fun, because I love makeup and I grew up with sisters and talking about makeup is just what we did. So I am working on my eyeshadow now. And again, when I put something on my face, I want it to stay there. So I use the little color pots. This is a Revlon color pot. It's the brightest one that's not white. It is unnamed. But anyway, so it's a highlight. You can see it's a little sparkly. If you open it up inside, ding, it's just a little bit brighter than skin color. So I've got some on my finger, and to make my eye look bigger, I want to do it under my brow bone that draws light to the area, and on the inside corner of my eye. And again on the other side. Alright, and sometimes I'll even do a light sweep just right into here to really open the eye up, just to, because our eyes are drawn to light things, and light things look bigger, alright? So just like painting your walls white makes a room look bigger than painting your walls black. So let's see, we did that. Now, here's the next one. You can use the same color on the inside corner and your whole lid. I'm using something just a little bit darker. This is more of kind of not quite. You can see it's not quite as bright. So I use this on my whole lid to make it all look more. I don't use the high skin tone, the highlighting one that I just barely did. I don't use that one usually all over my eyelid because it looks a little like too bright. It doesn't look quite so natural. And so I'm using enough makeup as it is. I want it to at least look like I'm just naturally this gorgeous. So a little subtlety, which is why this one is just a little bit darker, still light enough and shimmery enough to draw attention, but not so light as to be like beating. Alright, so highlight here, an inner corner, light color here, and then I'm just doing a little bit of shadow. This is a darker color pot in here, right under my brow bone. And if I take this up too high, you can see it on camera. If you look at some of my past Instagram videos, 2017-ish, end of 2017, I think, I usually have like a lot of shadow popping up there, which is not the best on video. So I have recently started to try to have less shadow. I used to do a lot of shadow, now I do less to try and see if it makes it look more natural. Alright, that is what I'm going to do for eyeshadow. Now I am going in for eyebrows. Let me see, where's my pencil? Since I took off my glasses, I can't actually see. Alright, here's an old one, but it'll work. So just brow pencil, whatever. And I'm not necessarily darkening my eyebrows. I really just want to fill them in so it looks like I have eyebrows because I am blonde. And as you can tell, when I don't have eye mascara or when I don't color my eyebrows, they kind of tend to disappear. So the whole point of makeup is to be more easily distinct, to make it easy for people to see and know you and like make their eyes look at your face. So that means you need to have distinguishing features. So a little darker eyebrows. And time for eyeliner. I like liquid liner. I like this. And again, I want it to stay there when I put it on. So I use Wet n Wild's H2O Proof, and it's like $5 to $7, super cheap, but it stays on when I put it on. So it's got this little liquid liner tip, which makes it easy to apply, and I'm going to apply this in a real mirror just in case. All right. And you can see dirtiness in the background. Yeah, okay. I'll angle it here. Maybe you can see that. A lot of people fuss about the perfect eyeliner line. I've noticed most people don't notice or care. So as long as it's good enough, it's good enough. All right, other eye. Feel free to skip ahead. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you can see that. There we go. All right, you can see this one's a little bit thicker. I'm gonna fix that and then we're good. Don't fall over, come back. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have a lash line now, which is great. So just that just the eyeshadow and the eyeliner makes a difference. All right, so already I've got a bit more of a face. It's easier to see and recognize me. So for my bottom line, this is something I actually struggled with a lot. I tried aligning my inner lash line, which actually makes your eyes look smaller, but some people do it really well and pull it off. Haven't figured out that trick. For my lower lash line, I need to put on my glasses so I can actually see where my makeup is. Is that it? No, it is over. I'm actually doing this spur of the moment. I just started to do my makeup and thought, oh, I should film a video. So, 20 minutes later. All right. So where's my brush? All right, we're back. So again, I like my eyeliner to stay where I put it, and I've noticed a lot of things don't. So I use the Maybelline Color Tattoo, and I think they're supposed to be used as like eyeshadow for 13-year-olds who like glittery eyelids. I don't use it that way. I use it with a little angled brush, and I use it as eyeliner. And so and I like it because it's a little bit sparkly, so it is cool, I think, but I use it where you don't really notice the sparkle. It's just a soft, kind of naturalish brown. That happens to look fabulous with my eye color, which is blue. Gold would probably also look good for brown and green eyes. Like, gold is not a bad option. I'm brushing under the lashes to just create a soft line. Now if you do too hard a line, then it looks like you've underlined your eyes with black makeup, which is often weird looking, and since I'm naturally blonde, that is too heavy for me. If you have darker skin or darker natural hair, you could probably do that. I cannot. So, just line the other side. Alright, now this is good enough for everyday life, but if I am going on camera, I will often do just a little bit more dramatic. And if you do the entire line more dramatic, it doesn't work for me. So I use this is another color tattoo one that's just a little bit darker. And I use it just right there, right in the very middle where it creates a little, you see it's a little more dramatic. This one's now a little bit more dramatic than this one, but it's not like, boom, you've got mascara, or whatever it is that you're wearing. So this one, there we go. Real mirror. Oh, there we go. Okay. A little bit better. Yeah, there we go. All right, at this point, all that's left is mascara and lips. And at that point, maybe you would want to put on heavier powder. Like I do have heavier powder that I use sometimes, not today. So mascara, I struggle with mascara. Right now, I'm using Maybelline's The Falsies Push-Up Drama. And they market it as like a push-up bra for your eyelashes, which is weird, but right now it's working for me. So I've heard good things about Maybelline. I like waterproof because, again, I like stuff to stay on my face until I tell it to come off. So and I do a little on the bottom lashes too, just to make my eyes look a little bit bigger. Alright, so compare. Alright. And over to this side. Redip. And, okay, I'm told you're not supposed to go. Instead, you're supposed to, like, swirl it, like you're mixing it. So, there's that. You'll notice I'm not doing like a one coat and done. That's because I'm a mascara snob. I like to look like I have long lashes. So for that, I'm currently testing Rodan and Field's like eyelash serum, which I got at discount, yes. So I'm testing this to see if it'll make my eyelashes longer. We'll see how that goes. In the meantime, mascara is wonderful. So lower lash, a little bit, yep. Got a little dot on my nose, but we can fix that. Alright. Maybe that was true for a night or two. Alright, here we are. Our eyes are done. And at this point, I would add lips and then decide if I need to go heavier on my eyes or not. So, I will show you my little Lip Sense collection. Can I turn my camera around? Apparently not. I will just model it here for you then, alright? So I've got like a billion Lip Sense. This is not even my entire collection. But I like Lip Sense because, again, it stays on my face when I put it on my face. So I'm going to model for you, if I was going on camera, I would probably use, it's the problem when you have so many you love. Okay, we'll try Napa. So, alright, Lip Sense. How to apply Lip Sense. Now, one, you want to make sure you're using clean, dry, exfoliated lips. And I'm shaking it because you can see this is a giant tube of product and it separates, so you want to shake it to make sure it's well blended. And then you scrape the color off the tip so you've got a thin coat coming on. And then you do not rub your lips while you do this because your lips will stick together. And you don't go back and forth because it tears up the product. So one direction, let it dry a little bit, you can do another swipe, and we'll just see from there. And at this point, I cannot put my legs together. I cannot talk to you. So, just bear with me. There we go. And then, in order to be able to touch your lips together, you have to use the gloss. So there are a lot of options for the gloss. There's pink gloss, glitter gloss, silver, gold, etc, etc, etc. I use Glossy Gloss just because. And so you gloss. And this you can go back and forth. Yes. Alright, and so long as you gloss regularly, your lip sense will last all day long. So, or at least it does for me. So you use 3 layers because it wears off, like the top layer will wear off and the bottom layer will wear off, but the middle layer stays there. So that's why I use 3 layers. And if you gloss, it protects the layers, so it stays on your face. But this is great because, alright, here's my finger. Doesn't come off. So now let me put on my glasses so you can see the final look. I am TV ready. So on camera, alright, it looks natural. It looks like I'm not wearing that much makeup. But as you know, because you watched this 30-minute video, there's actually a ton of makeup on my face. There's actually a lot of work that goes into looking naturally beautiful. So the next time you see me on camera, the next time you're getting on camera, make sure you are looking your best. And there's actually a lot more work that goes into that than most people know. So at this point, you could decide to add a little extra eyeshadow to make your eyes more dramatic. Fine, go ahead, or not. Either way, this has been my makeup tutorial. This is how I do my makeup, especially when I'm going on camera, and now you know. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want my advice on eyeshadow colors or on lip colors or on different brands, like whatever you need help with, eye shapes, I'd love to help. Thank you guys, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.